What's up, my coffee campers? Thanks for watching All Terrain Coffee and Camping. I'm Jason, and today I'm going to talk about the 1Zpresso Q2 series coffee grinder. This is a manual or hand grinder. One thing about this is 1Zpresso, or when I've been watching reviews, everyone calls this EZpresso. I don't know which way to call it, so either way I guess works. I'm calling it 1Z because that's how it's actually spelled. Anyway, they state that this is good for doing travel, and it is. It's awesome for travel. They also state good for camping and backpacking. This weighs in like right almost at a pound. So if you're looking for something for backpacking, this might not be for you. However, unlike a lot of the coffee grinders that are made for backpacking, this is not a ceramic ceramic burr, right? A lot of those use ceramic burrs. This one uses I'm not sure what type of metal, stainless or whatever. So anyway, take a look at it real quick. I just took this top piece off. We can look at the mechanism here, see if you can get a good look, a good view. The bottom here, this is the grind catcher. And then on the bottom, inside the grind catcher, this is where you make your adjustments. This one they state is good for doing pour over coffees. So I have been messing around with it. I have been getting some fine, not necessarily ultra fine grinds out of it, but it does take a bit more to do. It's a little bit longer, more cumbersome than the ones that they make for doing espresso type grinds. One thing to note about when you're adjusting this, it's a little tricky. You've got to think about it differently, because for whatever reason, when you're spinning this, you're spinning it so you go all the way clockwise until it stops and you're at the tightest setting, and then you loosen it up. There are numbers here. Only use the numbers to kind of mark where you put it at, so if you want to get back to that setting again, you know what number you were on. But don't look at the numbers in a way of counting it as such, because it will mess with your mind frame, because it goes backwards. So instead of it, starting at 0 and going up to 10, there's 10 clicks really. So 0 to 9, it starts at whatever the number is and then goes backwards. So in my case, when I zero this out, the number is 4. And when I start doing it, it'll go from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 as you're going counterclockwise to start adjusting your grind level. So I've tweaked this a little bit, and I've got it to where I like it for my Aeropress. And this is pretty easy to take on and off. It's not like a quick release. This is my first hand grinder, so I don't have a lot of experience. I've heard when it comes to the quick releases, a lot of people like them. My only concern with those is if I'm traveling, will it come apart? Now, one thing that's really cool about this, when they market it that if you use an Aeropress, it'll fit inside. And look at that. It fits inside of an Aeropress, so you can nest it to make it a little bit easier when you're packing it for space reasons. Which is especially good if you're backpacking, or even if you're traveling and you've got a limited space, you only want to take check-in bags on an airplane. This will help you reduce that space. One thing that I think they failed at is with the 1Zpresso, they send this, it's actually a nice little bag. It's not too heavy. It's a nice woven bag. They're marketing that you can put this in the Aeropress. However, their bag, you cannot put the Aeropress in it. It is just a little too small to fit the Aeropress in it. Even if you go backwards, I mean, see, you can barely fit the top plunger in, but you're not getting it all the way around, and then you can't get the lever on top, or inside the bag, excuse me. Okay, so I feel like that's one fail point there, that it wouldn't cost too much more to make the bag big enough to fit an Aeropress in, considering they're using that as a marketing ploy. Or even have an upgrade option. You know, I would have happily paid a couple more dollars for a bag that would fit the Aeropress as well. All right, let's put that to the side here, and I'm going to get a scoop of coffee. In today's coffee, I am featuring Backpackers Coffee Company Midnight Plus. This has quickly become a big favorite of mine. I love this coffee. So I'm doing one rounded scoop, one heaping scoop. This is the scoop that comes with the Aeropress, and I have found that it's the perfect amount. See if you can see that in there. It's probably, the beans are probably going to spill over a little bit, but it's a really good amount. Let's see here. I believe the Aeropress holds around, I've not actually weighed to verify this. A while back on the internet, I did a search, and I think they state on Aeropress's website it holds around 15 grams. I'll try to remember to go back and double check that, and I'll make a correction if needed. I believe I read somewhere, but I tried going back and looking for 1Zpresso. I feel like I read that this will hold up to 20 grams. But whatever this scoop is, I think it's the right amount. You probably could fit more in here, but if you try to fit more in here, it's going to be all the way up to the top and might be problematic. I'm not sure. I've not tried. That's the perfect amount for the way I do a lot of my coffees now. So we're going to start this, and I've timed this before. It's usually under a minute. We can look at the time marks and kind of figure out what it is, but this is all it is to it. You just start up grinding. And I'm not sure how well you can hear the grind on the video, but you'll tell once it's done because the noise is going to stop and it's just going to become really easy. So that's all it is to it. Let's take a look at the grind here. See how well you can see the grind. But there it is. So another piece to this is cleaning. I'm not going to go into whether you should clean this thing every time or not. I clean mine pretty often. I've had people question me about how often I clean it. So they send a nice little brush. I actually really like this brush. See, right now I've just got it in a Ziploc bag because I've been using the brush a lot, and it's got a lot of coffee grind dust and whatnot in it. But to clean this, then you can actually see, so that particular coffee bean from Backpackers Coffee Company, it grinds pretty clean. It actually falls very easily into this. Some coffees I've done, this will be wrapped up in grinds, which is fine. It's no big deal either way. So unfortunately, using that bean, you can't see a really good clean because it's not too dirty. But all you do is take your brush, you just come in here and just brush it out. It's as simple as that. Now if we wanted to clean the inside, you'll see this is going to be a little bit dirtier. So, and there's not too much, but there's usually a little bit in the sleeve here. But now you can also see the grinds here around the conical burr. And I just take it, I start out just by doing the top outside a little bit. And then I just get the brush in there. And I just go around really good with it. And then a lot of times what I'll do is that when I'm doing that, I'll notice I'll knock a bean or two. Maybe some pieces didn't quite make it through the grind. If you feel at the top, you can tell it's catching. So I'll do that to kind of knock it loose. And when I did that, if you can see it, you can actually see the grinds fell back in here again. So I just, when I'm completely done, I'll just go back and brush it back out. And this isn't 100% clean right now, but it's good enough in my opinion. Right, you can see it didn't take me that long to clean this. But one last little piece, and this is just a very simple brush out, no parts and pieces here. And then also here, you just, once you're done with this, you brush this out the same way you would the rest of the pieces. Now I want to talk about one other fail, and the funny thing is, so I'm talking about failures on this, but they're really not huge. I think it's more of something that 1Zpresso is missing out on, and that is, I looked on their website, and if it's there, it's not easy to find. I don't see this brush on their website. I actually really like this brush. I like the size of this brush. I've looked at other brushes. I've not ordered anymore, but a lot of other brushes seem like they're gonna be a lot bigger. And for traveling, I would like something like this that's a bit smaller. I just really like this brush, and so I wish they offered to be able to purchase this brush directly from them. But anyway, I just think that's another point that they're missing an opportunity. I really love the brush. That is what it is. All right, well, that's it. I hope you like this review. Personally, so just a quick overview of this. I received this for my birthday / Father's Day, which has been almost 2 months ago now. I have been using this every single day to do my coffee. I have absolutely fallen in love with it. I love this thing. I use it at home. I definitely use it while I'm traveling. I'm using it today while I'm camping. Will I use this backpacking? You know, originally I thought to myself, it's a lot of weight and I probably really won't use it backpacking. And the more I use it, the more I'm kind of like, you know what? Depending on my loadout, depending on how long I'm going for, I think I will do the pound, because I just love having fresh ground coffee. And that way I don't have to spend the time, you know, bagging out coffee, getting it all ready to go, or having to worry about taking like an instant coffee or some other type of method. So I mean, I really like it. I am willing to take it backpacking. A lot of people probably won't. If I was doing a long backpacking trip, especially where I'm having to take more food with me, I'm gonna have a lot of the weight, I probably will not take this. Just being 100% honest, it is a pound, right at a pound, and that would be a lot of weight for a longer trip. So there it is. I hope y'all have an awesome day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.